Hi guys, it's Ben again from Nerf Mods for Dummies, and today we're going to look at the original Alpha Trooper. The N-Strike Alpha Trooper. It's what's called a reverse plunger, which I'll show you that when I open it up. We're putting this 5 kilo spring in it today. Compared to, this is a 5 kilo, this is the size of a 5 kilo one that goes in an Alpha Trooper. As you can see, there's a great big difference, and I'll show you the internals when I open them up and show you what a reverse plunger actually looks like. First up, start unscrewing. All accessories are removed, deprimed. Start unscrewing all the bits. I want to thank everyone for the emails and support and comments I've been getting. I'm doing this today because there was a young boy from Sydney. His name was Alex, and he has one of these. And he said that he loves it for humans versus zombies. And he uses it, he's got a 5 kilo spring in his. And he's removed the air restrictor, and he says it goes fantastically. He loves it so much. Because I had to think about it after his message, and I'm thinking, well, a lot of people do get their blasters from garage sales, op shops, or thrift stores, whatever you want to call them. And I don't want to just do the new ones, because not everyone has a new one. So what about the people that have the old yellow type? So I'm going to do this as well as some other ones, Recon, Radar, Long Strike as well, just for people that haven't got the Elite series. This is identical to look at with the orange and blue Alpha Troopers, just being yellow in colour. It isn't until you open up the insides that you see the big differences, and it's just undoing it at the moment. I'm doing all screws. Now, I have been asked about cutting the videos down by unscrewing it all before it starts, but I like to do it in real time with people, because I personally don't like watching something then a second later they're 10 steps ahead and then you've got to stop it, pause it and everything else. So I'll just, unless everyone says they want it done that way, I'll keep doing it the way I am, and also gives me a chance to talk a little bit about the blaster. And half the stuff I tell you, you'll probably find on Google anyway. Yeah, I think this N-Strike series, with this, the Recon, Maverick, and all the others that came out around the same time, really revitalised the Nerf brand from the old, call it retro now, but the old ball shooters and all that stuff from the late 90s. Until, I think, around 95, 96. I checked the date stamp on this, that these started coming out, which I think really did revitalise the Nerf brand and bring it up to where it is now. And also too, the long shot. A lot of people, including me, still love it and still have one they use frequently. It's not exactly anything to do with stock internals anymore, because the long shot is got so much room in it, such a huge plunger system that you can drop 14 kilo spring in it, or even higher if you want to, and get insane ranges out of it and velocity. That screw there seemed to be a little bit different size. I'm not sure if that's for everyone or just for me, but use a secondary screwdriver. That's the other half of the slide. Now just trying to wedge it all open. This is very much where most of the time is taken up doing this, but I like to keep it in real time. Doing that my best. And once again, attachment point is there, so make sure that doesn't spring out on you. Even for an old blaster, it's never been opened before, so it is still very rigid. Just trying to make sure everything's undone. Undo that screw there, and always lift it up. Let's keep all your screws in place. I'll drop one there. And stop for a second. Take your picture of your internals. Done. Right. The main system is very similar than the Alpha Trooper. So I just lost a screw out there for the mag release. Spring for the mag release. It is very similar. If I can get this back in. Maybe one of those. Okay. The main difference is the size of the plunger tube. Which I'll pull it out and I'll show you. Trigger catch as per normal. Standard spring. Very soft compared to this one. You see the size difference, and you see that the plunger works inside rather than the outside pushing forward. It compresses when the whole thing goes backwards, which doesn't give you the same power and the same output, which is why the design got changed. And that's why you need spring that size compared to on the Elite series, which the spring's in internal. Because the plunger actually pushes backwards, so you got pushes that way, so that the air comes out that way, and it wasn't well designed, but for the time I guess it was. So just put the trigger catch back in. And please keep your emails and support going, so I know what you guys want me to do, what I can put up and what's helpful and what's not. Screwing on the bigger 5 kilo spring. Okay. And that's in. Everything's all lined up. You can check your picture that you would have taken off your phone. Sometimes I say I don't bother re-lubing, because if you look at this screw here, it's still got lube on it, and that's like 11, 12 years old. So it's not, you don't always need to lube the living hell out of it, because sometimes what's done in the factory is enough. As you see, 11, 12 years old, it's still got lubrication on it. The spring I got with this one, I got from a seller called Hobby Mods here in Australia. He's on eBay. He's formerly known as Oz Nerf Nerd. He's got his own web shop, ESTY store, whatever those things are called, as well as being on eBay. And I'm not sure if he still got it on special, but when I got that screw, sorry, everything's cracked back into place, I can start screwing up. He's had those on special for $2 each, so I grabbed a couple of them, and they work really well in this. Again, I'm not going to show you how to remove an air restrictor, because we're doubling the intended output on this blaster, and it is 11, 12-year-old plastic toy. So over time, it will shatter. Even more so than the Elite ones, because the Elite ones are made with bigger spring loads on them, so they're made stronger. These are still weaker, and if you're putting all that force into this little plastic shell, you're going to break your toy, and I don't want to break any of my toys. And then the fun part of doing up all the screws. And as always, if you want to skip my annoying voice, scan through until I put a clip in it, and you know I've got it all screwed up. If you want to listen to me dribble on, yeah, hey. Screw some up on it. Next, I'm going to use the other screwdriver just so I build that lubricant on my hand. And the spring, I said I got it from Hobby Mods. I done it through his web store, which is www.hobbymods.net.au for Australia. And I said he is available to do them through eBay, ships internationally. These are also available for through Orange Modworks, which is www.omw.com. And they're called the Recon they do a lot of blasters. They're called Recon, Long Strike, Radar, Alpha Trooper Spring. It's like the standard Elite ones, there's a lot that take the same spring. So if you see one that says Radar or Recon or Long Strike, it is all the same thing. Even if some people do try to sell it as different. They're all got the same internals basically, just in one orientated in one way or another. Last one to go. I Actually no, I missed one. So any more feedback or suggestions that you guys have, put it in the comments below. I'll put a link in as always for the websites where I buy my springs. Okay. So instead of your standard recon, this one again, or rate of performance, show you how this one goes with a doubled output spring. Mag here. Even upgraded, this will, if I say your standard elite line is here, your 5 kilo elite line is here, this will put you somewhere in between it. It's a 5 kilo spring, but you're not going to get the same output you get out of a Retaliator or Elite Alpha Trooper you get with an elite spring. So if this is what you got, here's a way to do it. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment and subscribe. Thanks again for watching.